Why do asset surveys go wrong? In a world that is predominantly don't be negative, this isn't negativity. This is basic engineering. This is fundamentals. This is business management. A lot of the problems are down to the fact that bid teams will bid on a contract that they do not know what they're buying. So the last contract was £1 million, and they turn around and go, we'll do an 18% reduction. Now, when that was £1 million, the last bid was 7 years ago, and as such, it's no longer a million. It's 1,250,000, 1,400,000, whatever it is, because the business has actually grown. Now, I know some companies go, yeah, but what if they didn't actually grow their portfolio? Reality is, air conditioning units were brand new 7 years ago. Boilers were brand new 7 years ago. Generators were brand new 7 years ago, etc., etc. Now they all need extra maintenance. They all need extra work done to them, which won't give an 18% reduction. If anything, it will be at the bare minimum exactly the same. And this is where a lot of companies go wrong, because they're assuming they bought on something they do not know until they've actually engaged with the contractor, the company they're taking the work from. But at the same time, you may have even found that they lowballed it on the bid before. So when you do a survey, the bids are normally set at this. So when the survey comes out, they've already based it on the assets that they received. Now, the asset numbers are often reduced. I wouldn't say on purpose, but it's probably right. The figures are lower than they should be. So when you do the survey, you're not going in at, like, for example, if you gave me a list for 100,000 assets and I give you a price on that, and I'll go, okay, we'll do that. And then I get there and it's 200,000. Obviously, the time scale should be double. But you're going, oh, hang on a minute. We agreed to do it in 8 weeks. You should finish it in 8 weeks. Even though you've just doubled the workload because the bid team didn't evaluate it properly or have already agreed on something that is unseen. So what you end up with is a data mishmash, because the bid team want it to be on target for what they bid on. Operational team want to know the reality, because they're going to have to deal with the consequences of things being underbid. For an asset surveying team, the problem they have is they're only working on assets. They don't work on bid team, they don't work on operational. They work on fact. And this is why you get these problems, because the bid team are going, okay, don't bother doing the fire alarm systems or whatever, we're giving you 6 weeks, blah, blah, blah. And then the operational team say, we need this information to be operational. We need this to go into our CAFM system. So this is what goes on. These two arguments where operational and bid team are arguing and bickering, and at the same time, the asset team are stuck in the middle, because you're going, okay, well, we agreed to do this, and you said, don't bother with the fire alarm systems. Then the operational team go, we want the fire alarm systems. We want to know how many smoke detectors, heat detectors, call points, all this stuff. And like, hang on a minute, but we didn't agree this. The bid team said, don't bother with that. That's what we priced for this. Now you get into why these things don't work, and now you'll see how I work. What I do is I create a basic template. The template will say, it's a simple Excel sheet. It will say smoke detectors, smoke heads, call points, nurse call, indoor AC units. So you got condensers, you got your lighting. Do you want all your lighting systems on there? and it's broken down into section after section, and you go, yes, no, yes, no. So you go lighting. Do you want to know how many there is per floor or per room? Yes, no. Do you want to know every serial number and barcode in every boiler? Yes, no. Do you want us to add a new barcode for your own system onto the boiler, the electrical distribution boards, etc.? Yes, no. And the whole thing is broken down, and then we sit there and go, okay, this is based on the information you gave me. If we go above this, it's going to be extra. There's no way getting around this, because I cannot see inside your own business. I need to be performing at a level that is acceptable to me, because I don't want somebody behind my back going, oh, well, they didn't do a good survey or stuff. When the reality is, there's been these arguments between bid and operations, when the actual facts are, the reality here is we weren't allowed to perform to our level that we're happy with. When we go into a building, we produce a high quality survey. We need to be able to go, right, do you want the lights? Yes or no. Do you want the distribution boards? Yes or no. Do you want the nurse calls? Yes or no. All that is broken down. And then if you turn around and go, okay, well, we didn't ask for that, that's up to you. Now, I can direct you and help you develop your CAFM system, etc., because I know containers can be an issue. I know somebody will go, oh, I want it broken down into every room, but then I find out your CAFM system doesn't have that ability, because you've got another company running it, and they're going, no, we don't do that, because we're working on a global scale, and we don't have that facility globally, so we're not giving it to you. So all these conversations need to go on. What do I know? Nearly 10 years in the business, I've seen all the failures, I've seen all the successes, and I want your business to be a success. At the same time, anything that is positive for you is a referral from me. So look at it from that perspective. I want you to succeed, because it means we also succeeded. Thanks for watching. Yeah.